Hello Manchester fans, welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates. Before continuing this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest news from Manchester United. Manchester United given transfer demand by Ruben Amorim as Fabrizio Romano shares his plan. According to Fabrizio Romano, there is one word that has come up again and again during Ruben Amorim's early talks with the Manchester United bosses. And that word will come as little surprise to those who watched on in awe as Ruben Amorim's Sporting Lisbon destroyed Manchester City in the Champions League last week. A performance of discipline, dynamism, identity and, most crucially of all, intensity. The way a fearless, uber-aggressive Sporting snapped at Man City heels before forcing rapid-fire turnovers to expose Pep Guardiola's high line, this was truly the kind of performance Manchester United supporters could only dream of during the dying embers of the Erik ten Hag era. The question is, can this United squad fulfill the demands of their new manager? Amorim wants a Man United team who play without fear and can control possession with a scathing swagger. If he is to emulate his Sporting success at Old Trafford and bring an end to another long wait to a top-flight title, Amorim will also need a squad who can outrun, outpress, and outmuscle the opposition. Hence why Ten Hag's successor has reportedly informed Omar Berrada, Dan Ashworth, Jason Wilcox and co that any player brought into Manchester United from now onwards must epitomise that one word which sums up Amorim ball like no other: intensity. Ruben Amorim sends transfer demand to Manchester United bosses. What I can tell you on the market is that, from what I'm hearing, the first indication from Ruben Amorim to Manchester United directors, to Manchester United management, is we need to bring players with intensity, explains Fabrizio Romano. This was the crucial word he mentioned in the opening doors and meetings he had with Manchester United. Intensity, intensity, intensity. So, Manchester United are going in that direction. They have spent important money on several players in recent years, but they also have some players who have lots of quality, a big history, big personality. Players like Casemiro, players like Christian, Eriksen, many of them, especially in the midfield. There are certainly a few players at Man United's disposal who should benefit from Ruben Amorim's. Manuel Ugarte is tailor-made for Amorim's Man United. Manuel Ugarte, his former Sporting enforcer, is the most obvious. Ugarte was outstanding as Man United cruised past Leicester City 3-0 on Sunday, making more tackles in a Premier League game, 8, since records began. He played really well under Ruben at Sporting, hence why got his move to PSG, MUTV pundit Danny Webber said over the weekend. He's now got those games under his belt, and he's starting to show what he's about. Getting to tackles with immense intensity, his tenacity when he's gonna go and close people down. The Uruguayan might not be the most naturally gifted member of the United roster, but he is certainly not lacking in intensity. Amad Diallo's willingness to hassle, harry and win possession in the final third will appeal to Amorim too. As will Lisandro Martinez's front-footed defending, not to mention a revitalized Casemiro freed up by the presence of Ugarte alongside him in a suddenly far improved United midfield. Manchester United fans are filled with excitement in welcoming Ruben Amorim as the new manager, but in the process, they're saying goodbye to a club legend. Ruud van Nistelrooy's exit from the club was confirmed recently after Amorim hinted at his plans for the staff, which have come to fruition. Van Nistelrooy quickly built upon his legend status in his short time as interim manager, winning 3 and drawing 1 to put Man United's season back on track to an extent. Pleas were made to Amorim repeatedly by Van Nistelrooy to stay, but the incoming manager came in with a clear idea of what he wanted to do. The respect he gained from the players in just 4 games has been clear to see, with Casemiro leaving an emotional message for Van Nistelrooy, and Garnacho also chiming in. Amad has now said his best in a clear message to the departing club legend, while Omar Berrada has welcomed the new era with a message for Amorim. Fast forward 4 games under Van Nistelrooy, Amad has become a Man United undroppable after irresistible displays in every game under the Dutchman. Amad had previously credited Van Nistelrooy for his form and upon his departure, reserved a special message for the legend. He said on his Instagram stories, "Thanks for everything, I wish you all the best boss," combined with a heart emoji and a heart made with hands emoji. Very excited, Omar Berrada explains why Manchester United have appointed Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim was officially appointed as Man United's new head coach earlier this month, replacing Erik ten Hag. Manchester United chief executive Omar Berrada has said he is very excited by the appointment of new head coach Ruben Amorim. Amorim was installed as United's new boss on November 1st, succeeding Erik ten Hag, and arrived in England on Monday after taking charge of Sporting Lisbon for the final time less than 24 hours earlier. The 39-year-old, who is still waiting to obtain a work permit before being allowed to conduct training sessions, was identified by United as their first-choice candidate to replace ten Hag at the end of last month. Amorim, who will take charge of United for the very first time when they travel to Portman Road to face Ipswich Town on November 24th, is considered as one of Europe's brightest up-and-coming coaches after winning 5 trophies in the Portuguese capital, including 2 league titles. Berardi, who joined United himself earlier this year, is confident Amorim will have the impact the club need him to make. Speaking in Portugal, Berardi, as quoted by Record, said, "I am very excited about the arrival of Ruben Amorim. It is good to be back in Lisbon. I was here 2 weeks ago. We really believe that he will integrate into the rest of the structure so that we can be successful on the pitch. It is a perfect partnership between sport and technology." Amorim, who met United staff for the first time on Monday afternoon during a tour of the training ground, was chauffeur-driven to Carrington after arriving at Manchester Airport with members of his coaching team, though United are yet to confirm their appointments. He was greeted at Carrington by United Sporting Director Dan Ashworth, Technical Director Jason Wilcox and Berardi. Omar Berardi has broken his silence on Ruben Amorim's appointment as a 6th Sporting CP staff member joins Manchester United. A few weeks ago, Manchester United confirmed Ruben Amorim as their new head coach following the departure of Erik ten Hag. Despite ten Hag receiving a contract extension over the summer, a string of disappointing results left United languishing in 14th place in the Premier League and 21st in the Europa League, prompting his dismissal 2 weeks ago. The club moved quickly to bring in Amorim as his replacement. In the interim, Ruud van Nistelrooy took charge, leading the team through 4 matches with 3 wins and a draw to stabilize the ship. Manchester United CEO Omar Berardi has now opened up about Amorim's appointment for the first time since the club confirmed the new head coach. As club photographers captured, Berardi was the first to welcome Amorim to Carrington once he arrived at the club. The chief is thought to have been instrumental in appointing the 39-year-old at Old Trafford. Speaking at the Web Summit on Tuesday during a talk titled, "A Perfect Partnership Between Sport and Technology," in Lisbon, Berardi explained that he believes Amorim will fit United perfectly. "I am very excited about the arrival of Ruben Amorim. It is good to be back in Lisbon. I was here 2 weeks ago. We really believe that he will integrate into the rest of the structure so that we can be successful on the pitch." In addition to Berardi's words, a fresh report from the Portuguese outlet O Jogo has confirmed that Eduardo Rosalino, an analyst, will join the team along with the 5 coaching staff members joining Amorim. New Man United boss Ruben Amorim is ready to act summer signing, only 6 months after £36.5 million move. Manchester United are reportedly looking to offload striker Joshua Zirkzee on loan in January, just 6 months after his £36.5 million move. Zirkzee, 23, was United's first signing of the summer transfer window, joining from Serie A side Bologna on a 5-year deal. The Red Devils decided not to trigger the £34.5 million release fee in Zirkzee's contract in Italy, instead paying an additional £2 million to spread the cost over 3 years. However, the Dutch international has made just 4 Premier League starts this campaign and has not scored since the opening day of the season against Fulham, his only goal for the club. Now United are ready to consider loan offers for Zirkzee in January, with Juventus interested in the forward, according to Italian newspaper Tuttosport. The Netherlands attacker was brought to Old Trafford by former boss Erik ten Hag in order to provide competition for main man Rasmus Højlund. He started his United career brightly with a late winner against the Cottagers in the Premier League curtain raiser on the 16th of August. Zirkzee's impressive performances would earn him his first start in a damaging loss to rivals Liverpool in September. However, he would soon return to the bench with his last start coming on September 29th, with Højlund preferred up top by both ten Hag and then Ruud van Nistelrooy. The former Bayern Munich man has only netted a solitary goal in 17 appearances since joining the club. And it seems new boss Ruben Amorim, who arrived in Manchester on Monday to assume his position, is not too keen on the Dutchman either. It is believed that the former Sporting manager is keen on bringing the Portuguese side star man, Victor Gyökeres, with him to Old Trafford. If that is the case, Zirkzee would potentially become the third-choice centre-forward at the club and would struggle for minutes. Meanwhile, Juventus seem eager to bolster their attacking options due to their reliance on star striker Dusan Vlahovic. With Arkadiusz Milik out until the new year with a knee injury, Zirkzee is reportedly seen as a viable option. 36-time Italian champions. 7-man United stars fell out with Erik ten Hag before he was finally sacked as boss. Erik ten Hag was dismissed as manager of Manchester United last month discordantly, and the Dutchman was no stranger to a bust-up with his players. 7 players, including Cristiano Ronaldo, reportedly fell out with former Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag during his tenure. The Dutch boss bid farewell to Old Trafford last month as his team struggles in both the Premier League and Europa League. Ruben Amorim is set to take over the reins as a new era dawns. However, Ten Hag's departure was far from amicable, with reports suggesting that both the dressing room and fans had turned against him, and some of his key players had lost all faith. During his 2-year stint at the helm of the Red Devils, Ten Hag was known for having occasional disputes, and Express Sport examines 7 stars who allegedly clashed with the 54-year-old before he was shown the exit door in Manchester. Cristiano Ronaldo's return to United in the summer of 2021 was highly anticipated but ended up being short-lived. Just over a year after his arrival in Manchester, the superstar's contract was terminated following a controversial interview with Piers Morgan, in which he was critical of the club and Ten Hag. The latter would later say that the 39-year-old had to go, and go he did, moving to the Saudi Pro League, where he now stars for Al Nassr. The feud between Ten Hag and Ronaldo reignited in September, with the former player criticizing the manager's lack of ambition. Man United manager: "You cannot say that you're not going to fight to win the Premier League or Champions League." Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next video with more latest interesting updates.